Hey guys, welcome to episode 17 of Mandy Pinecone Crafts. Today is Sunday, June 19th, 2016. Happy Father's Day to anybody out there celebrating it in the States. I hope everybody has had a good couple of weeks since I recorded last. I'm coming home from work and crashing, and then my days off I'm either spending trying to get things done around the house or just not in the mood to sit down and record. So there's that. I'm Amanda, your host. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Mandy Pinecone, and then you can find the group on Ravelry under Mandy Pinecone Crafts. There is a Ask Mandy thread in there, so if you have any questions for me, feel free to ask. I will answer the best I can for you. There's also the introductions thread, so if you are new to the group, go in and introduce yourself. I will say hello to you on the podcast. And I've also got a giveaway going right now that I'm actually going to draw for today. It was for a bag made by me, just for a random do something nice for somebody else, because when I was at New Hampshire Sheep and Wool, the lovely Leslie Wynn was giving out hair sticks that she was making right there in the spot, and all she asked was to do something in return. So I'm going to give away a bag I'm going to make. We had 17 entries, so I'm going to go here, left, right. I think I can talk today. Oh, yeah, this is my screen is gonna blow this out. Right there, 2 through 17. Generate, it's actually number 2. So let's see who number 2 was. And I should have had the thread already opened. And I'm a bad podcaster. Giveaway. Number 2 was Quilt Lady Crochets, who is Linda from Kentucky. Linda, if you see this, PM me your address and I will get the bag out to you as soon as I can. I might have some time later this week to sew it up. If not, it will be probably next weekend before I can get it made, and then I'll get it to mail to you as soon as I can. So let's get started with finished objects. Actually, no. Other group news is Michael of the Gay Knitter podcast, and I host a virtual knit night, a VKN, every Wednesday night around 7:30, depending on work schedules. Depending on who's off or home first is who's going to start it. So if you don't see the link in my group, check his group. Or if we're both working, the lovely Tanya Celestial 22, who is a mod and does my show notes. So thank you, Tanya, for all your help with the show notes. We'll post it whenever she gets around to starting it. I know she starts it a little earlier than we do, all depending on who's around. So there's that. So today is going to be one of those days. I've already worked a full 8-hour shift. I was up at 8 a.m. this morning and had finished my first cup of coffee by 8:30, and that did not help. So it's going to be one of the ramble episodes, so hopefully you guys hang in there. So I've got a finished object, which you guys haven't seen. I cast it on, 2 weeks ago? Yes. It was 2 weeks ago yesterday. It is the Smitten Tea by Handmaiden. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. It's using some lovely Love Knots worsted that she dyed for my friend Amanda, which is Little Panda 518, and of the she also has the Stitching, no, not Stitch Together 4G, Stitch Together 4G shop on Etsy. So it's this lovely top that's garter at the top, and then just simple stockinette body with a little bit of shaping and a little bit of garter on the bottom. This is a custom dyed that Amanda had Rachel do for her. She had 3 skeins left of it, and I used, I think I have 75 grams left of one of all 3 different, because they actually, oh, it's not showing up here, but there was one that had a lot of green, a little bit of green, and then no green, so it sort of does a fading effect in the body. So I've got a little bit of each of the colors that I'm going to do something special for. I think my friend Brandy's son, make him a hat or something, because I made his sister Letty some fingerless mitts not too long ago. So hello to Letty and Liam. If you're they're watching, I know Letty gets a kick out of when Brandy's watching the podcast if we say hello to her. So there's that. That is it for works in progress. Finished objects. I've got a pile of things on the nails. So first, speaking of Brandy, living in a bag that she made me that has the Disney princesses and Pink, because she's one of the people that has the Disney princess obsession that I do. I am knitting a mama vertebrae out of some No Makers. I've got a doppelganger set that has the Winter Wonderland and the Street Snow, and then I've also picked up a full skein of the Winter Wonderland to do the mama vertebrae in. I was up here where the lovely rainbow was, so I've got about 5 inches done. I've separated for the sleeves, and now I'm working my way down the body. The Smittens tee was mainly what the sweater I was working on, that was what was holding my attention. I am knitting, the Smitten tee was knit on size 4s. I was using my Knitter's Pride Nova 4s for it. I just pulled needles out of this, so I want to put this on. This I'm knitting on, these are actually Hayahayas, and they are US 2.5s, 3mm. These are an acquisition that Michael, the gay knitter, picked up that I promptly confiscated. He picked up one of the new Hayahaya sock sets, and they have this lovely pink cord, and so since he just bought them because he liked them, and wants to learn how to knit socks down the line. He's knitting a sock head hat right now that's going to take him another month and a half to finish. Sorry, I love you, Michael, but you'll sit down and knit. You'll knit for 2 rows and then pick up your phone. So I ended up acquiring his needles so I could try them out. At some point, I am going to buy my own set. I'm in love with these. I like the cord. I love the nice sharp tip. The 2.5s actually come, the 2.5s and I think the 2s. I've got the needle, sorry, here, because they come in a case like this. They come with two 24-inch cables, a 32, and a 40-inch. Yeah, and the 2s come, so you can actually use either the bigger set cable needle, or they come with connectors. Like this, so you can actually use them on the sock set needles, because they come short little tips. So he picked those up at one of our favorite local yarn shop, Muslove Yarn. I'll show you later what I picked up, but he's been looking at these for a little bit, so I acquired them, and I'm loving how the tips of them, and they actually stayed nice and tight, screwed in, and they're easy to unscrew when I need to get them. So, and then that is this Street Snow, and this is a fingering weight, and this is her house down base. Okay, so let's start with the Sockapalooza. I've got, let me pull out how I actually did them last week in last week's show notes. This way I can just copy and paste, because I don't want to have to relink everything. So the first, which, where'd the bag go? This one here, which is Living in a Bird Leg Bags, which has lovely hearts on it. You'll see a theme later on. No, you can't. See, is my 2-lane hideaway socks, which are a pattern by Sarah Stevens. These are knit out of some Cupcake yarns. I'm still getting in the Facing Fate Inner Yummy base, which is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, and it's 440 yards per 100 grams. Excuse me. I'm using size 0. Yes, 0. 2mm fixed highs. These have a 32-inch cable, which I'm not in love with, but they will work. I was down here where the Tractor, which is from the lovely Vintage Rose shop, the lovely Vanessa. I was way down here, so I've got the foot done, put the heel in, and then I've done maybe, a stripe and a half above the heel. I put the heel in last night when I was chatting with the girls, one of 2. So there's those. Actually, I'm going to keep it there. Next one, which is a plain vanilla Living in a Halloween bag that I made, and that the inside fabric actually has bats on it. That swirl is some more Cupcake yarns. It is in the Beetlejuice colorway. This hasn't got as much work as some of the other ones. So I've got one stripe done, the heel, and then a stripe down the foot. And then I'm on the second stripe. So there are those. Those are on size 1 Addy sock rockets. And these are my standard 24-inch cable, because that's what I like when I'm knitting my magic looping. I find that especially for my socks, my arm, if I'm knitting sleeves, I do go up to a 32-inch cable for sleeves, but for my socks I love the 24-inch cables because it's not a lot of cable management. Um, the next pair of socks, sorry for reaching, is my Lollipop socks in the I'm Yours colorway, which is on her beefcake base, which I got in a swap package from Lynn of the Two Tangled Skeins podcast. I've got the leg done, or the foot done, and the heel put in last night. The progress keeper on this one is a perler bead one that my friend Andrea, the cat lady, had made and sent to me in a package that I got not too long ago. It's this lovely red and pink yarn, hearts, which I'm in love with, and it's living in a heart tangled skein CA bag. Yeah. And I love hearts, flowers, girly patterns. My engagement ring even has hearts on the band of it. So there's that. Next socks is my also living in a tangled skein CA bag in her cotton candy sheep, which I actually spilled coffee on, so I gotta actually wash this at some point. These are getting knit on size 1.5 Addi Turbos. I'm using, I think, 56 stitches. This is my Bippity Boppity Boo, again by Cupcake. I was down here last week. The pattern is the Manila Bean Striped Socks by Emily O'Grady, who is Ooh Fancy Pants on Ravelry. So I am about 1.5 inches from the heel of this one. So, and these are size 1 Addi Sock Rockets, 24-inch cable. So there's that. I'm on these every day, which are these ones. Next pair of socks. I've worked on all my socks. Is in a linear string bag. I was in her club last fall, so I've got a couple of her bags, and then I've got a couple from some of my Cupcake Yarns clubs did bags from her. Is some Lorna's Laces in Clara's Garden. These are knit on size 0 Addi Turbos. I think this is a 32-inch cable again. I was just finished the toe last time you guys saw it, and then I've got a little bit of the patterning. I'm just not feeling these socks, so I haven't worked on them much. I actually should pick them up and take them to work for the next couple days, but we'll see. It is on her shepherd socks base. Lorna's Laces, Clara's Garden, and the shepherd sock. There's that. What's the next one? Region Rose. Living in a Stitched Together 4G bag by the lovely Amanda. And the inside of this one has just chevron colored, is my Norwegian Rose socks, which are knit on, the toe was knit on size 1 Knit Picks, and right now they are on size 2.5. It's either 2 or 2 and no wait, half cord. These are my 2.5. no, 2s, because these are 2.75. Addy Turbos. And these are my Norwegian Rose socks by the lovely Wendy Johnson out of her Toe Up for Everybody sock. I don't know if I recast it on last week or, but I ripped out the whole sock, reknit it, switched it around. The pink here is some Knit Picks Stroll fingering in the summer bloom color, and then the green, which is this lovely, oh, it's blowing it out, it's green and purple, is some Fiber Stash. This is a really old label for her. Lavender Fields. I don't think she does this colorway anymore. So there's that. Next one is another Bling Your String. This one was pink cows, because I'm a sucker for cows in pink. Another Bling Your String bag is my test knit for Jessica, who is Sarah Nova. I've got a little bit done of the sock. I'm not liking how it's stretching on my foot, so I might rip this out and go up a needle size. I'm going to try that and see how I like it, because it's just a little, the patterning is just stretched out a little bit too much on my foot. I'm knitting these on size 0 Addy Sock Rockets on a 24-inch cable. And I was here, this is a Swarovski crystal progress paper that I made. So there's that. The next set of socks I also have living in another Stitch Together 4J bag, which this one has lovely polka dot thingies on the inside out of some Cupcake yarn in the Mayflowers. She wrote Butterfly Gardening, which isn't right. Also on her Yummy base is a set of Vanilla Latte socks by Virginia Rose Jeans. These are actually on size 0 Highas right now. They were on my carbon DPNs in the 24-inch cable. I've trying to do the heel, I found that figured out that I don't like DPNs. I poke myself too much with them. So I switched those over to Michael's Hiya interchangeable set. And then the last pair of socks, which doesn't have a pattern, which I'm using a pattern, I'm just playing around with, which is living in a Stitch by Jessalou, which I picked up not last Christmas, the Christmas before, that has pine cones and gnomes on it, because I just wanted to use the bag. Is a pair of socks that I'm knitting out of a sock blank that says Knit Socks. So anywhere I come to the purple that is of the knit socks, I am purling it on my sock, but you can't. You can see it. I've got a little bit through in here. So it's not standing out much, but it's just giving me a little bit of texture. These are on another acquisition that I picked up this week. These are size 1 Chow Goose. These actually have a little bit of a bent curve to them, and then 24-inch cable. I'm not sure how I'm liking them so far. I don't know if it's just because I'm knitting from a sock blanket that I'm not loving the needles, or if it's the needles themselves. So I was down here with the gnome. This is a vintage rose stitch marker. So I've knit probably 2 inches on this sock. Yeah, so these are actually a new acquisition, which I picked off of Amazon. The hard drive and the computer my husband was working on decided to go, so we had to get a new hard drive. So he's actually is now using the computer I normally used, and I'm using his. So the picture might be a little bit different. So these are Chagus in the size 1. And then the only other acquisition I got was not last Friday, the Friday before. Michael and I went to Must Love Yarn. They're having a Alana Dacos and I think a Hannah Fettig trunk show right now, and I think there's something else. There's another one showing up soon. So if you bought pattern and then the yarn to knit the pattern, you'll get 15% off. So why not? So I picked up the Botanical Knits book by the lovely Alana Dacos. It's got, here, I'll go through it. The Autumn's End. This is a sweater that I'm definitely knitting. I like the orange color, but I want to do it more in a dusty pink is what I think I'm going to do this in. Either that or a lavender, like a lavender grayish is what I want to do this in. There's that one. There's the Buds in Bloom, which has a nice collar, and then flowers on the bottom where pockets would go. Oh, the flowers are pockets. I might have to knit that just for that. Oh, and it has some cabling or something down the back of it. Oh, yeah. It has a cable pattern down the back of it. There's the Twigs and Willow cardigan, which has some leaf pattern on the yoke. There is, I think, one more sweater. Yeah, the Entangled Vines, which have this lovely leaves that go down the sleeves. That one I might knit at some point. And then the whole reason I bought this book was the hats. This is the Forest Floor, which I'm in love with. It's knit. Is this a worsted or is this? Yeah, this is knit in a actually no, that's a DK. There is the Ivy Twirls socks, which are pretty. I might do these at some point. I'm just not sure when. You've got the Twin Leaf Loop, which is a cowl. This pattern I'm not in love with, but it's pretty. There is the Ivy Twirls mitts, which I like. The Botanical 2 book has the hat that matches that. There's the Pressed Leaves hat, which I have a variegated MCN that I might make this out of, because this is knit in a DK from Ancient Arts. Then there is the Oak Trail, which is a lovely, another lovely hat. There's the spring foliage mitts. And all the photographs are amazing in the book. The patterns that I've actually read through. The charts are nice and big. And then there's Wrapped in Leaves, which it's a nice shawl with leaves at the bottom. What is that knit out of? Oh, it's a worsted weight. Nope, I don't want that. Techniques, gives you the abbreviations, you have the resources, and at the very back of the book they give you patterns to make these little lovely little leaves out of. So there's a couple different patterns out of this one I want to knit, and then Michael also picked up the second version of this book, so I'll end up knitting some out of that one also. Why the yarn I picked up was some both are fiber stash. So it is, the first one is colorway 84, which is this lovely blue, purple, brown speckled one. This one is going to be a shawl for my aunt when she comes to visit the end of August. So this is going to get knit up very soon. And then the other one, which is going to go, one of the hats is, this is almost showing up perfectly, which is her worsted base. It is 100% superwash merino. This is the Green Mountain colorway. I was debating on making a hat for my husband out of this. I don't know. I might, but I also might make the Oak Trail out of this because this is a worsted, and that's what that pattern calls for. I don't know. It's pretty, and it had to be mine. So I'm going to try to record in 2 weeks. Try. We'll see what my what I get done. I know this coming week I am on vacation for most of the week. So there's also a 12-hour car trip and a day visiting family because of the 6 hours both ways car trip that we're making over the weekend to visit some my husband's aunt and uncle, which just celebrated their 70th anniversary on the 4th. So there's that. So if you've got any questions, feel free to PM me. If you were the winner of the bag, PM me with your address. I will get it out to you. If I don't hear from you I'm going to give you three I will redraw words. I can't think. If I don't hear from the winner in 4 weeks, I will do a new draw. The next episode after that. So depending on when I record next, it will be that. So I hope everybody has a good week or a good couple weeks. Bye.